7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Live from Studio B, two guys whose business cards simply say, I'll call you. It's The Bottom Line with your host DJ and KJ, asking tough questions, getting real answers, and sorting through it all to get to the bottom line.
Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. It's been a while, but back in Studio B for, I guess, a relaunch of The Bottom Line. Ken, it's been a while, but I think we're going to get things kicked off in a big way here tonight.
Yeah, I think that's right. It's been a long time, way too long.
Had a lot of things going on schedule-wise, work, family, you know the drill. But back in Studio B tonight, glad to be here. A very special group of young ladies here with us to kick off the first half of the show. And I'm going to waste no time in getting to them. Head volleyball coach T.R. Miller, Terry Lynn Peacock, TLP, glad that you were brave enough to come into Studio B and looking forward to visiting with you here for a few minutes.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Let's quickly get down to it. Volleyball season, the regular season has been completed. The area tournament as well. You guys, you gals, I should say, the region champions as well as county champions, I think, for the 12th year or 10th year. What is that?
12th year.
12th year. So TR Miller Volleyball doing big things again this year. If you would, real quickly, and we're going to get to some of your senior players here in just a minute, but if you would, real quickly, just kind of capsule the season for us, the highs, the lows, the record, and kind of what the achievements have been of this outstanding group throughout the season.
Well, I'm really proud of this team this season. We kind of tried to join in some bigger tournaments this year to kind of help us kind of push ourselves to continue to compete. So we went down to Mobile and played in a tournament in UMS, and we went down to Saraland, and we competed very well in those tournaments. We came against some pretty big teams, and I thought we did a good job holding our own.
What's the overall record?
We were 25-8.
25-8. Of course, you
Those
just mentioned.
8
Wow.
losses are to quality teams, some real quality teams. So
25-8. That'll travel when it can.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who was and we talked a little bit about this earlier in the evening. Who was the best public school team you played against this year, in your opinion?
I would say Strawn High School was pretty strong this year, and then of course we came up against Satsuma at the UMS tournament. That was pretty strong as well.
Strawn, of course, is 3A. You could possibly meet them again in the sub-state or whatever they call it, sub-region, whatever it is.
Super region.
And then, of course, Satsuma is a higher classification team, so we would not have to deal with them if it presented itself. Going back to Super Regionals, that, of course, takes place tomorrow morning.
Yes.
You and the ladies getting on a bus, headed to Montgomery. Talk a little bit about that, what time you're leaving, who we're playing, what time, and all that good stuff.
We'll be leaving at 8 o'clock. Our first match will be at 10:15. We'll be playing Beulah. To win that match, then we'll travel to the we'll still play at the Crampton Bowl Multiplex is where we'll be. Then we'll could possibly face up against Fultondale or Opp in round 2. And then if we win those 2 games, then we're for sure to spot at state, which we'll travel back to compete in those games on Friday for seeding purposes at state.
Now, the way this thing is set up, if you lose, it's over.
Right. Single elimination on Thursday. Yes.
And our opponent was dictated by the fact that we were the region champions and we were playing a region runner-up in Beulah. However, the regions got matched up. They are a region runner-up.
Right.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
So that'll be the first game. You win that one, then you would cross over and play the winner of whoever it may be.
Opp or Fultondale.
Opp and Fultondale. You win that one, you're guaranteed to be in the state tournament, although you'd still have some more action in Montgomery. Is that correct?
That's correct. We would go back on Friday to compete in what would be the seeding games for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place for 3A in the South region.
Now, you correct me if I'm wrong. Our program, I guess, got started. I think your mother might have been the first coach. Is that correct? What,
That's
12? Was
correct.
that how many years ago was that?
Oh gosh, that was my freshman year, so it would have had to be 2000, 2001.
Okay. And in that 15, 16 years that we've been competing in volleyball, we have made it to the state tournament twice.
Correct.
Last year we went several years before Coach White had taken a team up there. So we're not in uncharted territory necessarily, but it's still kind of building this program, and to go back to back is quite an accomplishment.
I think last year when we went, I think we kind of got there that day. I think we were in a little bit of shell shock. Oh my gosh, we're at state. So I think if we were to make it back up there this year, I think the girls would be more comfortable. All of the girls on the team, except for maybe 2 or 3, were on the varsity team last year. So I think we'd be prepared, and as a mental mindset, I think we'd be ready to handle it.
I'll tell you, one of the things that really caught me last year in Montgomery, went up and watched you guys play, was the facility itself. I don't know how many courts are in there, but there's volleyball literally being played everywhere.
That's
I don't know if
right.
there's 10 courts, 20 courts, whatever it is, but a lot of action, and I thought it was a real neat opportunity for our girls and other girls to get to go participate in something like that. That's quite an accomplishment to get to that and to be able to play in a facility like that.
Sure, it's an exciting environment. Lots of volleyball going on from one end of that arena to the other, and it's a fun day. It's a fun day.
Talk a little bit about this team in general, and of course every team is different from one year to the next. What are some of the strengths of this team, some of the characteristics? What are some of the things that have made this team unique and had the success they've had?
I think most of these girls have probably been playing T.R. Miller, Bruton Middle School volleyball, all of them, I think, for about 6 years now. So I think that makes a big difference, the chemistry that they've been able to develop through the years. Earlier tonight, our wonderful parents were feeding us dinner to kind of treat them special. And, some of the things that came up is they just support each other. They love each other. If somebody makes a mistake, they don't turn around and give dirty looks. It's like they help each other. They talk to each other. If somebody makes a bad pass, the next one's right there beside them trying to better every ball that comes along. So I think this group has a lot of chemistry, and they work very well together.
I'll tell you, speak a little bit, and you brought up a good point about the support that you get from parents and other boosters, other supporters of our community, and being at T.R. Miller. You're deeply rooted in T.R. Miller. Your mother taught there, was an educator, retired there. You, of course, were a student. Now you're a teacher coach. Talk about just being at T.R. Miller and how special it is. You had been at a couple other stops, I think Dadeville or Delville possibly. Then, of course, at Flomaton, and we were lucky to get you back here a couple of years ago. But just talk about, we have a new principal, we have a new athletic director, a relatively new superintendent. Talk about the support you receive as a coach and how important that is in trying to get your program established.
Of course, T.R. Miller is always the place I wanted to come back to. I was just kind of biding my time at other places until a spot became available. But our parents are great. They support us in everything we do. They go above and beyond, their call of duty. I mean, you come to a volleyball, and I even know during softball season, we're going to have one of the nicest, best set up food tables with drinks and decorations. We have really great parents. The community is always behind us, ready to support us. If we needed anything, they're there for us. This is a really special place, and I think people don't always understand how great T.R. Miller really is.
Ken, is Kinsley going to play for Coach Peacock one day?
I hope she does.
Outstanding. And you and I have talked about this before. When we were in school, and there wasn't a whole lot of opportunities for the young ladies to participate in athletics.
Not at all.
We had the basketball team, and I think we had a little bit of a track program. It's certainly not what it has become, but the opportunities that our young ladies have now, whether it's basketball, softball, whatever it may be, I think that's been outstanding in the development of our young ladies and the people they go on to be. And I want you to share a little bit of the importance of that for our young girls to have those experiences.
Yeah, I definitely think, athletics brings a lot of things to the table for men and women both, as far as learning discipline and how to be on a schedule and how to push yourself and motivate and not settle for less than your best. I think that's important that they can start learning that as quickly as possible. We're lucky enough to have the YMCA program that gets them started learning the fundamentals and the skills of volleyball. But, when you get put on a team where losses and wins really matter and you feel a little bit more pressure there, I think the sooner they can get involved in that and get started, the better.
Well, let me ask you this, and we're going to put Coach Thomas, he's our athletic director, going to put him on the hot seat just for a minute. Back-to-back appearances at Sub-State warrants getting air conditioning in the gym, don't you think?
I think so. Maybe we can work that out. But that would be special if we could, make it to state 2 years in a row. That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Before we let you go, Coach Peacock, I'd like for you to introduce the seniors, talk a little bit about the positions they play, and then we'll take a short break and visit with them a little more candidly here in a few minutes.
Okay. Well, we have a great lineup of seniors this year. They have done a great job for us leadership-wise, holding their own on the court. Our right side hitter, Grace Ruzek. Then we have our libero, who does a great job playing back row and defense for us. The libero is our defensive specialist. She can go on the back row and play back there for anybody at any time, and it does not count as a substitution. So that is a very important role, because substitutions, you do run out at some point. Then our setter, Caitlin Smith, she does a great job putting the ball where it needs to be for our hitters. Our left side outside hitter, Taylor Alston, excuse me. And then we also have our left side player, Allie Nelson.
Awesome. And Ken, I'll tell you this, and I've kind of found out watching my nieces play over the years, you'd be shocked at how many rules are in volleyball. She talked about the libero.
I was about to say, I have no clue. I mean, do you play at 21? Ain't that the deal?
Well,
25.
You played at 25, but you also there's only so many substitutions you can make in a game. I think that's how many is that?
18.
18, and it sounds like a lot, but it's really not.
Right.
Because if the game gets extended, you have to win by 2.
Our game against Strawn, we were down to like 2, because we kept, our final score was like 35-32, and you go in long games like that. We had 2 substitutions left by the time that game was over.
Wow.
You have to win by 2. So if you get it extended past 25, I mean,
so it could go on.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a chess game. It really is. And she mentioned
I'm gonna date myself a little bit here, but I actually took Terry Lynn's mom. I had Terry Lynn's mom as a teacher at T.R. Miller High School.
What class?
Some sort of science.
Take it twice?
No, but thank the good Lord for Miss Peacock. Let me just say that. But yeah, I think it was maybe biology. Yeah,
she taught that for a while.
Yeah, and I don't. Maybe that was right around the time she first came to Miller. I believe it was. So I'm like you, a relic compared to most of these young ladies. So
TL, one more question for you, and just to get the schedule straight, we play at 10 tomorrow.
10:15.
10:15. If we win, we play at
3:30.
3:30, and if you win that one, you play again on Friday.
Then we'll play at 2 and at 6:30.
So I know that I speak for you and hoping that as many Tiger fans as can make their way to Montgomery. I know the moms and the dads for the girls that'll be there will do a good job of sending scores back to us on Facebook. Always have those. We'll certainly pass them along as we get them, but I want to encourage everybody who has an opportunity to get to Montgomery tomorrow to support our Lady Tiger volleyball team, because they certainly deserve that. And wish y'all safe travels tomorrow, and wish you the best of luck, and look forward to you guys advancing to the state tournament the following weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate that, DJ.
Ken, let's take a short break, and we come back. We can get here with the senior volleyball Tigers and kind of pick their brain a little bit and see what's going on up at TRM Miller High School.
That sounds good.
All right, Tater with a bowling mistake. Tater.
And we're back in Studio B. Joining us now, the T.R. Miller seniors that make up this year's high school volleyball team, getting ready for sub-state, or what's it called? Super regional. Super regional play tomorrow in Montgomery. And excited about having all you ladies here. Coach Peacock has given the formal introduction, but we'll go around the horn now that we have the cameras set up in position for all you guys. And there's no need to be nervous. This is worldwide. Everybody in the world has access to this. It's going to be archived forever. So have a lot of fun, and just know there are no do-overs. Going to start here, and I want you to introduce yourself. We'll work around the horn. I, of course, know all of you, but if we will, start here with Gracie Bell. Go ahead.
My name is Grace Ruzick. I'm number 6. I play right side.
All right.
I'm Caitlin Smith. I'm number 13, and I'm the setter.
I'm Madison Douglas. I'm number 22, and I play libero.
I'm Taylor Alston. I'm number 16, and I play outside hitter.
I'm Allie Nelson, and I'm number 2, and I'm an outside hitter.
right, going to start back over here, and we're just kind of going to be all over the map. Kim, you ready to jump in? Get in here.
Yeah, I'm trying to find them.
Numbers. I've always been a big numbers guy. Do you pick your own number? Is it assigned to you when you come into the program? How's it done?
I have a good story with my number.
Give it.
When I was when did we pick number? 7th grade. I had the option to choose 6 or 8, and plane is called a G6.
Okay.
So I chose G6 because my name starts with a G.
Okay.
So I chose that for
that
myself.
works. 13. A lot of people think it's unlucky. I like it. I've worn 13 myself a time or two. What's the story with you in 13?
Honestly, I was number 8 all through middle school and up until
Last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
And I just want to change it up a little bit.
Maddie, any big story?
Well, I used to be number 11, and then we got new jerseys, and the Libera jersey was 22. So
Made it pretty easy.
yes.
Taylor?
I said my wrong number.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
Stop.
I kind of had it figured how it could go, and we're getting off to a good start.
I know. Okay, I'm actually number 15, but I used to be number 16. But a girl stole that number.
Allie?
My sister used to be number 2, so I just kind of took her number when she left.
Ken, one of the questions when you get a group of student athletes together like this, and I've asked the guys this on Tiger Talk, I was going to ask them who's most likely to get to Montgomery tomorrow and have left their jersey back in Bruton, but I think we already have an answer for that. I think that's already, no doubt.
No doubt. No doubt.
It was-
No doubt at all.
Wait, time out what?
If somebody left their jersey tomorrow, who would it be?
Taylor.
I don't think so. Very good. Let's get back over here and start with Grace. And Grace, talk a little bit about how quickly time gets by. We visited a little bit earlier tonight at the cookout, and it seems like yesterday all of you gals were coming in as ninth graders, new to the program and doing whatnot, and here we are, getting towards the end of this thing. Hope it lasts a couple more weeks. No reason why it shouldn't. Talk about that experience, some of the things you've enjoyed about it, some of the things that are going to stay with you for a lifetime.
Well, for sure, it's gone by way faster than I ever expected. I mean, everybody says it goes by fast, but they really mean it. And I vividly remember trying out for volleyball in 7th grade. Seems like it was yesterday, and it was with all these girls. And they say time flies when you're having fun, and that is so true. I've had so much fun, so it's gone by so fast, which is a pro and a con, I guess, because I'm going to miss it a lot, and I'll never forget any of this, but it's been fun.
Caitlin, I want you to talk a little bit about the experience of playing with your childhood friends. One of the things that we'd also talked about a little earlier in the night was the fact that all of you guys have been in school together since, I guess, kindergarten or 1st grade anyway, and it's not like that everywhere. Of course, in the public school system, more times than not, but these private schools have become so prevalent in the athletic scene, and a lot of times those kids are going to that school to play that sport. They were brought there to play that, but you guys can look around the huddle or look around the locker room and see a lifelong friend, and talk about that and how important that is to you.
Yeah, we've all grown up at the same school, just always lived in the same town. We played Y volleyball together. It's just we're so close with each other. We have a friendship that nobody else will have. You're always with your best friends doing what you love. It's a better bonding experience too, because you're always with them. I'm more with them than I am with my family half the time. But it's a really great experience to be with your friends, for this long, and you play better together, I think, because you know each other so well, and you know what they want, you know how to do things with each other.
Maddie, you have a sister also in the program coming up. I can't, 9th grade, 8th grade, whatever she may be. If you had a chance to talk to some of the younger girls that are coming up to the program like you guys did 4 years ago, 5 years ago, what would be some advice you would give to them, or some things that they might want to consider as they're starting the journey that you guys are kind of winding up?
Well, first I would tell them to not take it for granted. This is limited time. You don't your best friends you're playing with right now. You're gonna leave them when you get out of high school. I'm scared right now because without these girls.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just have fun and don't take it for granted.
Taylor? my question to you is this. You also play other sports like all the young ladies here, and your calendar gets filled up pretty quick, whether it's practicing or playing or working out, with a coach or a trainer or whatnot. How do you balance the time? I mean, you obviously have school during the day, but Coach Peacock has you guys working out during the summer. Talk about the commitment it takes to be a part of an athletic program at T.R. Miller, the things you have to be willing to sacrifice, and talk about the importance and what that has done for you in terms of developing you as a person.
Well, it's made it to where you have to be more responsible with, like, getting your homework done. You'll probably have to stay up later at night. You have to give up your weekends for tournaments. I play 3 different sports, so, like, my whole year is kind of filled up, except for, like, December.
It's worth it, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Allie, want to bring you in real quick, and of course, all of you guys had a chance. Y'all played for Coach White, and of course, you now have an opportunity to play for Coach Peacock. Talk about those experiences and the influence that all our teachers or coaches have on us, during those high school years, and some of the things you're going to take away from that, not only from our coaches, but teachers as well, and how lucky we are to have a school system the quality of T.R. Miller.
We really are lucky to have these great teachers and coaches, because we're at a small enough school where it's kind of personalized, and they know our schedules and they work with us, and it's really nice to have that.
This is kind of for the room, and we can take turns talking about it for those who have a comment or want to add to it. Our new principal, Mr. Snell, I've only been around him a couple of times. He's made a tremendous impression on me. His energy level, the way he's invested in T.R. Miller, the way he appears to invest in the kids individually, I think to me, that's the whole deal. When you invest in a young person and let them know there's more to it than just the athletic event, it's about the development and how you turn out in life. He seems to get that. He seems to really have it. And I'm just curious to know what not that y'all speak for the entire student body, but what do the students think about him?
I mean, I really, really honestly appreciate his enthusiasm. It's contagious, and especially when he speaks at the pep rallies, I mean, it gets everybody fired up, and I know it gets me fired up, and I'm just a cheerleader, but and with every sport, I mean, he totally supports everybody, and I mean, that includes cross country and basketball, volleyball, softball, even the swim team, which is brand new this year. I mean, he supports everybody, and it goes a long way.
Anybody else?
I really love how, like, it could be a week before the tournament, and he's walking down the hallway, and he sees you, and he, like, fist bumps you, and he's like, you ready for the game? He's, like, excited. He's like, I'll see you there, He's like, are you ready? It's just, he keeps you up, and he keeps you going. He keeps you wanting to keep going. He just, keeps your energy up, honestly, at school.
Anybody else? You don't have to.
I really like how him and Mr. Garrity really spread themselves over the weekend and throughout the week to be at every game that we have. And it's really nice, especially at the cross-country races, because it's just nice to have other people there.
Ken, I'll tell you one thing that he does, and I saw this at the pep rally, and I'm going to get y'all's comments on it here in just a minute. There was a lot of talk, back in the summer about traditions. What are we going to do, with pep rallies and this, that, and the other. And anytime you have change and you bring in new people, they're going to want to put, or at least try to infuse some of their ideas, not at the expense of what you already have in place, but to kind of combine with it and only make it better or greater, however you want to spin it. One of the things he does at the pep rallies, we used to do the alma mater at the start of the pep rally. And at the first pep rally, I noticed that we didn't sing it. And I'm sitting there thinking, this may not be good, not getting off to a good start. Well, at the end, he brings all the seniors out on the floor, arm in arm, and they sing it at the end. And I thought that was a pretty cool deal. I mean, a pretty neat way to spend with your senior class. It builds some class unity. And I thought that was really neat. And it just goes to show that sometimes if you give somebody a chance to put their spin on it, it's not always a bad thing. I think that's a great thing. And you're going to think I'm crazy. I think they'll appreciate it more 10 years from now than they do today.
But they're still having pep rallies, right?
Oh, yeah. Still having pep rallies.
My brother wrote a manifesto about that. If you recall,
well.
Yeah,
still have it saved. But
yeah, they are having it.
But I thought that was a cool deal. And I guess my question once again in the room is that does 17 or 18? I mean, do you feel that as far as being a neat deal when you're out there with these people that we talked about? You've gone through first grade. The journey is kind of winding down. Still a lot of fun times left. A lot of things to get done. But do you enjoy being out there as a class like that? Is that as neat as it appears to be?
Yes,
Yes.
for sure.
because all the attention is brought on to us because it's finally like our time to be like, it's like
You're the deal.
we're the deal.
We're the deal.
We're the deal.
We are the
We're the
top
deal.
notch. You know.
Y'all won the float competition, right?
We did.
First win in 4 years.
Yep.
Who made it happen? Whose idea was it?
I'm just.
It was actually Dawson Varner's idea.
Okay.
The superintendent signed.
Let's go around again. Let's talk about, I want you to share with those listening in the different activities you're involved in, the different clubs you're involved in. Because I think one of the things that doesn't get enough credit, and it's one of the things that I try to shed as much light on as possible, is how well-rounded so many kids at Tigard Miller High School are. You know, the different programs we have, whether it's band, whether it's academic clubs, whether it's a social club, certainly whether it's athletics. But we have so many people that participate in so many different things, and you don't really have any idea how big of an impact it's going to have on you until you get out in the real world, so to speak. So starting over here, talk about the different things you're involved in, the different sports you play, and what your plans may be after graduation. If you don't have it figured out, no problem. But
Well, I'm involved in a lot, I guess, just like anybody else. But volleyball, softball, cheerleading, National Honor Society, choir, pep club. I was on the prom committee, SGA, the peer helpers group. I'm on the yearbook staff. I'm a teacher's aide at the school.
you had a pretty cool summer job too, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
I did have an awesome summer job.
I'm just trying to figure out when you got time to do the rest of all this stuff. I mean, you rattled off so much.
Wow.
I mean, yeah wow.
It's
They
a
didn't
lot,
have-
but you learn a lot. I mean, meet different people in the whole school. So I mean, it really helps you open up your friend group, especially my senior year, which I love doing. So I mean, it's a good experience.
They didn't have near that to do when we were
Well, they
in
did,
school. If they did, we weren't participating.
Well,
So.
I'm certain. I'm certain there wasn't a National Honor Society.
Well, if it was, aren't those the people that had they wore something around their necks?
I thought they were tacky.
The small student.
I thought they were very tacky, and I chose not to wear one.
Yeah,
at commencement exercises. They
Me
were
too.
is a
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I mean, I was like, hey, I'm just gonna leave mine at the house. It is actually a big deal. I just didn't, the first pre-cal test I took, I've seen hockey scores higher than that grade, and that was Miss King.
Oh yeah, get you some of that.
Oh yeah, get some of that.
Caitlin, how about you?
Mine won't be as long as Grace's, but
That's fine.
I do volleyball and softball and cheer. I am on the pep club, on the yearbook staff. I'm in the choir. What else I do? That's probably about it.
That's plenty.
lot,
Yeah, and after high school, I'm going to go to Troy University and study nursing.
Nice place.
There you
Good
go.
for you, Maddie.
I am a cheerleader. I play volleyball and softball. I'm in pep club and the choir, and I plan to go to JDCC for 2 years and then transfer to Fortis Institute and study ultrasound technician.
Awesome. Good deal. Taylor.
I play softball, volleyball. I'm on the track team. I'm on pep club. I'm in the choir, and I had an awesome summer job that I hope to have again.
You also have been offered a scholarship. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And hopefully, I'll play somewhere softball
Awesome.
when I go to college.
Very good. Allie.
You can talk. You can use that mic there. It's good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
I'm part of the cross-country team, the volleyball team, and the track and field team.
Now, this track and field team were the defending state champions on the girls' side. Is that correct? And of course, you were a big part of that last year as a junior. Talk about our chances of maybe going back to back and some of the events that you're in on the track team.
I think we have a really good chance this year to get another ring and another championship, as long as everybody really does their part. Most of the part for what I do mostly the long distances, but it's like the 3,200, 1,600, and 800, and I did the 400 at state, but he also has me doing triple jumps sometimes. So
Now, when you say 3,200, That is what?
2 miles.
No. Oh, no. Ken, you up for the 2 mile?
Yeah, for about a minute and a half.
Now, last year, are you the record holder in that, or am I?
My sister is.
Your sister is. You come from a long line of runners, but you were a big point getter for us at the state tournament last year, correct? How many points did you pull? Do you remember?
36. The highest you can get is 40.
Wow.
Go, Allie.
Allie.
Wow. You own 3A running, huh? You gonna go ahead and get the max this year, 40?
I hope so.
That's great. Let's go back and once again, you can just kind of jump in where you want to.
Mm-hmm.
If you could pick, and whether it's volleyball, whether it's softball, track, or whether it's something social, but understand this family-oriented show. What are some of the greatest memories from your high school career over the last 4 years? What are some of the things that are close to you and that you're going to remember for throughout your life?
My favorite memories, I have so many, just being involved with everything. I love every year we win the county tournament. I love that memory because that's a big deal, to be county champs
12
for
straight.
as long as we have, I love football Fridays. That's awesome, because the whole town's involved and it's so much fun. And softball too. I mean, I have so many good memories with everything that I'm involved in. I really do.
Caitlin?
In and out of school, there's a bunch of memories. Just being with your friends like Monday through Friday. Then you have games on Tuesday and Thursdays, and of course football. And you see each other outside of school. Most of the time more than you do in school.
Didn't you drive a car on a railroad track?
No, that was Courtney. That's
Oh,
not me.
okay.
That was Courtney.
Okay.
No, that was not one of my incidents. No, I have had a few, but that was not one of them.
Okay. Maddie?
I got a funny story to tell.
Tell it.
When we were in middle school, we went over to Neal to play, and Taylor just decides to hit the ball really hard up, and we look up, me and Caitlin, and we're like, is that dust coming down? No, it's the glass from the light. Taylor hit the light and busted the light, and then the glass came down.
Now, how many times has that happened since?
0.
0.
Taylor's the one and only to do that.
I hate Neil.
World Wide Web. World Wide Web. Taylor, what about it?
I have a lot of memories, like a lot, and they're probably not appropriate to share on this.
Get the shotgun loaded up. Just in case. We got to shoot one down.
Yeah. I need to find it.
Let's see.
Lord, where
What's
is
a
it?
funny memory? Me and Madison got in a wreck with each other the other day.
Oh Lord.
That happened. My favorite thing to do that I'm gonna miss when Kaylin goes to college and leaves me is making her mad.
Stop.
It's a daily thing.
I
for
love
sure.
to make fun of Caitlin.
It's a daily thing.
For 12 years or for 2 years? Or how long has it been
forever.
going?
It's been going on.
Since we were in first grade.
If everyone knows my temper is just like my dad's, so it gets set off very easily.
What about you, Allie?
I've really just made a lot of great memories with these girls and all my friends at my school, and basically what Maddie said, mostly just throughout the week and seeing them, but definitely that state tournament I made a lot of memories as well.
Awesome. Ken, I feel pretty comfortable saying this. I have one up there, and of course I follow all of it pretty closely. The best athletes in the school are the girls. There's no question about it. There's no question about it. You can go
Retweet.
You can look at the softball, the volleyball, the basketball, the track. The girls running the show up there.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was like that. Really. I mean, the girls basketball team kind of kicked it all off back when I was in school. My brother and them could have kicked it off, but you know how that worked out for them up there. So
that'll be for another show.
Yeah,
we'll do a little.
I'm sure he'd love to call in and talk about that game.
We'll do a 30 for 30 segment on that one because
we really need to.
All right,
all that in a bucket of milk.
All right, well that's gonna probably a pretty good stopping point. I think we got to the bottom line here tonight. A lot of good things going on at TRM Miller High School, especially with our senior class, even more specifically our senior volleyball players, and I appreciate all of you coming in and being a part of it. we wish you all safe travels tomorrow to Montgomery, and go up there and make us proud and play hard, and let's keep this thing going for another weekend anyway.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
All right.
Thank you all for coming in. We'll be back in just a minute.
If you've ever wondered whatever became of me, I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP. Got kinda tired of packing and unpacking, town to town, up and down the dial. Maybe you and me were never meant to be, just maybe think of me once in a while. Heading up that highway, leaving you behind, hardest thing I ever had to do. Broke my heart in two, but baby, pay no mind. The price for finding me was losing you. Memories help me hide my lonesome feeling, far away from you and feeling low. It's getting late, my friend, my love, I miss you so. Take good care of you, I've gotta go.
We're back in Studio B, Part 2.
Part 2.
The bottom line.
The bottom line.
Tell you what, how impressive are those group of young ladies we just had leave here, and how strong was our school system producing products like that?
I'll tell you what, DJ, that they were, again, as always, very impressive. You know, I don't think we've had a group of athletes or for that matter, students in here yet that weren't very impressive.
I'll tell you what, I've been like you, I'm around them a good bit, but we're putting out a good product here with our school system and our town, the different things that our young folks are doing, and of course that was just 5 more examples of the good things that are going on here in our town.
It was. I don't know if you caught the song. Well, first let me start by saying this. This is the portion of the show where this was what this show was made for.
It's time to put up or shut up.
Right now. Okay.
Fish fry.
So here's what we're gonna do. All right. So there's the number. Okay. Now we can all play keyboard Rambo.
Absolutely.
Keyboard Rambos. Or we can call and we can all get into Studio B here. Some of us on the phone, some of us live, and we can all bring it. Now, what's it going to be there, DJ? Do you know?
Let me set a little background information. What got us to this point?
Well,
tonight,
please do.
Got us to this point.
Please do.
There is I don't know if many people or any people that are listening in follow Facebook or whatnot, but I'm not a huge poster on Facebook. I love the media. I think it's a great way to exchange information, get pictures, things of that sort, but I don't post a whole lot. I think my posting history will show that I usually share something that is youth related, whether it's in one of our programs or a school activity or whatnot. I love to showcase our young people, and I'll share things that may be of public importance, whether it be a weather report or things along those lines, but that's it. And if anybody has had access to my page or friends with me on Facebook, they have seen a lot of activity in the last 36 hours to the tune of about 96 posts, I think was the last count I had on there.
That 96,
I think is the number. But wow. I'm saying all that to say this. I'm with a group of good friends. I don't know if I need to call their names or not. If we, in full disclosure, okay,
we're gonna put it on the table.
It's me, Tony Burnham, Josh Brown, and Michael English, and we have a little thread going on the last several football seasons, and it's usually centered around Auburn and Alabama. Well, anybody who's who follows college football and watches the games can tell English and I on the Auburn side have not had a whole lot to text about the last couple of years.
No, it's been tough.
You don't know how tough it's been.
I'm an Auburn fan. I know, it's tough.
But you're not receiving the text I'm receiving.
Oh, well, you're correct.
It's tough.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's all night.
I've been the brunt of it for the last 24 hours.
And I'm gonna get to that.
Up until the 15 minutes going in the show, the only reason Tony said he was watching the show was to support Will and Molly's family, and that was it.
That's right. Yeah. And I'm gonna bring you in.
Kudos to you on that one, Burnham.
And I apologize for dragging you in this mess. Well, anyway, we have a group thread, and it usually starts Saturday morning, and it usually starts off pretty civil. And of course, the games play out, and regardless of or depending on what's happened, they take a different direction. Well, this last Saturday afternoon, it was not unlike any other Saturday in terms of content or what was being passed around. And this is the God's honest truth. I made one statement, and I got the text to prove it. I made the statement, and I'm standing behind it, that I think Auburn's defense is better than Alabama's defense. I don't think we're going to necessarily beat them. I didn't say we were going to do this. I didn't say we were going to do that. I said I thought Auburn's defense was better than Alabama's.
That was the shot.
And I also mentioned the word cupcake twice.
I wondered where the cupcake thing come from.
When I hit send, and everybody well knows, when you hit send, you don't get it back.
It's there.
It's out there. Come hell or high water, it's out there.
No matter.
Well, when I sent it, those two meatheads went absolutely berserk. I mean berserk. The text came in waves. I mean, it almost shut my phone down. I'm sitting here trying to use it, and bam, bam, you can feel it when it comes in. I am getting lit up. And what it all goes back to, and I can speak to these two specifically because I have good relationships, friendships with both of them. It all goes back to what everybody knows is the kick six game. Their hatred for the way that game ended, or their emotion for the way that game ended, is still, the wound is still fresh today. Now, granted, they've won, I think, 3 or 4 national championships since that time. At least 3, maybe 4. I don't know. That was 2000. Well, no, I guess they've won 2 since then. They've won a bunch in the last 10 years. A bunch.
A lot.
A bunch. Well, anyway, they still have not come to peace with that. And, of course, in this
they're never
state,
going to.
Yeah, and this is, in this state, you're Auburn or Alabama, and that's what it is. But that one still festers with those two for sure.
Yeah.
So Tony, being the more creative of the two, and he can be a creative genius. You've seen some of his work. You've been.
I will take my hat off to him for that.
Well,
now he did have about 10 or 12 hours to go home, take a shower to come up with that wit.
Sure. Well, that's what he
does. And I pointed that out this morning to him.
Well, he bombarded my Facebook page. Like I said, basically took it hostage and loaded it up with all these memes. Is that what they're called, memes?
Memes. I've heard them call all kind of crap.
I don't know how to.
I don't know what they call them.
I don't know how to make one or how to get it out.
Above me.
He certainly does. Well, anyway, you had seen it.
I did.
And late night, I guess it was last night, he drug you into it.
He did.
And you came this morning and saw me, said his Burnham still lighting you up. And I said, well, yeah. But he's getting you too.
As a matter of fact. You've joined in.
You're in.
Yeah.
And of course, he had come up with the WKRP in reference to this, the bottom line. And then he also had a picture of Bozo the Clown along with Cookie. And he labeled you and I don't know who was Bozo and who was Cookie, but I don't guess it really matters. He had us both in there as clowns. So, of course, you also being creative and pretty technically savvy, I guess we should say.
I said it was. I said it was on.
Are you ready to rumble?
Are you ready? That's what I said. I said, hey, that's great.
So
let's get after it.
One thing led to another, and is it possible to pull up the video on the screen here that he sent us today and
that he made?
Yeah,
sure, absolutely. As a matter of fact, let's play it for everybody.
Yeah, let's take a second, and for those of you who hadn't seen it, I want you to look at this piece of work, and I'll give him a lot of props. It's very creative, well done, and I'm just going to let you see it.
Yeah, let's just do that. How about that? Here we go.
That ours?
Oh, wait a minute. That's ours. Wrong one. Hold on.
I'll show the response here in just a minute.
Here we go.
Back up for Prince. They're elitists, just like Hillary Clinton. Are these the guys that you want controlling the bottom line? They wear red hats and ride in limousines. They have their own booths at high school football games. These guys do not have the working man's back. They have their back against the wall, and they persecute the working man, going so far as to close the only theater in town. Now they're beginning to mock rock and roll. Ask yourself, what do these guys stand for? What side of the fence are they playing on? I'm here to make the bottom line great again. In my bottom line, we don't make fun of Santa Claus. We put every ring back in the Olympics. I don't divide towns at parades. I don't make kids fight adults. My bottom line is safe for everybody. We don't leave children unattended on park benches. In my bottom line, kids don't live in the park with dogs. And it's not okay for a 6-month-old to drive a golf cart or use a crock pot. You'll never see me punching kids at a basketball game or falling asleep at a Mexican restaurant. My pledge to you is that I'll never be accused of anything I didn't do. This is the real bottom line, America. I am more qualified to do what they do. I am a working man who respects Santa Claus and will keep our children safe, even allowing them to vote. Now I'm under attack because I had a broke leg? Well, 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 what hypocrisy is this? And that's the bottom line. This ad paid for by Friends of Toilet Paper Throwers in the Trees. P.O. Box 1957, Auburn, Alabama.
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm going to have to give him a lot of credit for creativity, use of sound effects, and, of course, the dialogue was pretty good.
Okay, let me say this. First off, are you running for office, Tony B? That's first and foremost, are you running for office? Because that sounded like a stump speech to me. I mean, you know, and also, you know, I will give you props for not wanting to divide the town when you have the parade. I will give you props for that. However, I don't remember disrespecting Santa Claus. Do you?
Well, yeah, and I'm going to kind of play off what you just said a little bit. The way he stood up for Santa Claus, I can appreciate. I'm a big Saint Nick guy myself.
Yeah, well, me too.
But I don't remember us. I guess we had the picture of Gord in the outfit, and maybe thought
maybe that's what it was.
Satirical.
We're elite. We're elitist. But wasn't he the one today that was on Facebook hugged up with Hillary Clinton?
Well, let's go back just a minute.
They were talking about if you meet a Bammer.
Yeah,
you'll know it because they'll say, "Hey, would you like fries with that?"
Well, let's go back. Let's go back just a minute. And of course, we have rival production companies. We of course are here because of Bossman Productions, and they of course handle the TR Miller broadcast, Tiger Talk. A lot of programs run through Bossman Productions. Tony has his own fledgling production company, Broke Leg.
Broke Leg Productions.
And of course, you saw it there in the footage, and I think it's important for people to understand where that came from. And it has 2 G's, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to say Broke Leg with 2 G's.
2 G's.
And the G stands for "Got to get me a studio." Okay, that's what it stands for. You remember Fred G. Sanford?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the G and the second G in Broke Leg stands for "Got to get me a studio."
Well, he also, and this is kind of tying my story in together. I'm kind of talking in circles here, but I think if it's tied us together. Broke Leg, the night Chris Davis ran 109 yards to win the Iron Bowl. Do you have that footage, by the way? We didn't get it loaded up, did we?
No. Well, I had so much other going on.
Fine.
No, I didn't.
Anyway,
but I can. We can.
The night that Chris Davis ran that miss 68-yard field goal, or whatever it was, 73, whatever it was, 109 yards after Nick had 1 second put back on the clock. When he ran it back, Tony went outside his house against his family's wishes and threw himself off his roof, breaking his leg. He was ready to end it right there.
Survey says.
I'm just telling you.
And Broke Leg Productions was born right there.
And that's the bottom line. That's where it all came from. He thought it was worth ending over a football game. Now.
He was ready to just end it. Just take care of business. End it all.
What has happened with the release of his video, and I don't know if we can get this thing open back up or not, but if you heard the closing credits of who provided the ad, it was those people who roll trees with toilet paper, whatever it was.
Yeah.
1957 Auburn.
What's his buddy's name up there?
Well, I'm getting to that. There is no way that was a one-man operation.
No.
When the oak trees got poisoned, there was at least 3 involved. There are many confirmed reports they saw a great burly man running across the grassy knoll there on Toomer's Corner. And if you look at it
with a briefcase in his hand, no less.
If you go back and you look at how that thing is set up,
somebody said he also had a Batman cape on.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I want it looked into
because he was trying to be stealthy.
Yeah, I want it looked into a little further. But if you look at it, there were trees much further down West Magnolia that would have been easy to poison and just as prominent, but those trees were set up in a triangular crossfire. It almost made that tree, the tree was caught up in a turkey shoot almost. But there was a burly man seen running across the grassy knoll there by Funchess Hall.
I'm convinced that what's his name? What was the guy's name? I can't even think of the crazy guy's name now, but he was just a patsy. Yeah. That's all it was. He was a patsy. He was innocent. Nobody had done anything to try to prove him innocent whatsoever. I'm saying it was Burnham on the grassy knoll, and he is the one that at least conspired in the trees getting taken down at Toomer's Corner.
You have seen what he can do on short notice. Are you going to tell me he couldn't mastermind that?
I'm positive. But let me say this. Shots got fired across the bow with you. I came in, thought it was like, hey, man, is everything... they fired across the bow with me. Back when we were growing up, we weren't scared of clowns. We grew up with 2 clowns.
Oh, yeah.
Bozo and Cookie. He was right about that. The grand prize game, the whole deal. We grew up with that. And I'm good with that. But now I'm going to tell you something. Where I'm going to draw the line is he wants to start throwing off on you and Prince. And I'm just going to tell you, man, I got to draw. I mean, that right there, I know with you, that's something you just don't cross, man.
I told you early when this started that Burnham played for keeps. He plays for keeps. You can bet your bottom dollar that when you throw that first haymaker back that he's coming. Do we have the stock photo? I want people to be aware of who we're talking about here. There are people that don't know Tony.
He says, you two are the only gassy moles I'm going to run over.
Can we put...
this is Tony. This is Tony from Wetumpka. We can't get him. I guess... Tony from Wetumpka, we'd love for you to call in.
And it kind of on the heels of that, Ken, if you can, I want to show our video response because Tony looks a lot different now than he did when he was a junior in high school. And of course, he fired out his video. We of course got our story out there. And if you can you cue it up and play it as well?
Yeah, I can. I think we can. Let me find it here and make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing here. Let's see.
This message is brought to you by...
This is what our response was.
Now, this too is Tony. He has changed a lot physically in the last 30 years.
We know about your kind. All you do is blah 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 all the time. You're the neighborhood news channel. Stay out of mind. Everywhere that you go, no matter where you be at, spreading rumors and the lies, talk behind people's back. Got you labeled as a snitch, so we call you a rat.
You talk too much. You talk too much.
Talk about people you don't even know, and you talk about places you never go. People always say they down, but they act like a hoe. You be quick to respond, and your actions show.
You talk too much.
And you never shut up.
You talk too much.
Damn, you never shut up. You're the perpetrator, pretender that run the whole town. When you out in the house, bang online, run when the phone go down. You always say what you gon' do, but your talk is looking cheap. You try to make yourself look good, but it ain't you looking weak.
You talk too much. You talk too much. Shut up. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the...
And that's how that went down.
Can you bring up his stock photo again, please?
Certainly, sir.
Tony from Wetumpka. Well, there he is.
Tony from Wetumpka.
That guy's caused us a lot of grief in the last 36, 48 hours.
He has.
I can tell you this, there's probably more to come. but I was hoping he could call in tonight and join the show live, and was hoping little Josh from the River would call as well, but I guess neither one of them. I think Tony had some issues with data usage, I think, earlier in the day, didn't he?
I don't know, but I tell you what, let's see if he did. I think he did, but let's see how Tony handled that.
Hello. 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 How are you today? I'm good. Who is this? Great. This is a courtesy call regarding your wireless plan. Hey. Yes, this is regarding the current line I'm calling to. There seems to be some unusual additional data charges on the account in the past week. Who are you with? Well, let me finish. Well, we want to give you a courtesy call to make you aware of this. Who are you with? As of right now, there are $260 in data overages. Who are you with? Well, it seems like an extra 16 gigabytes were used outside of your unlimited plan. What company are you with? You should really be more aware of how much data you're using. You need to shut up. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and charge this to the card on file. Is that okay? No. Well, look, I can take an extra $10 off, but we can settle this now. Just give me the word. No. Great. Your final bill is $250. I'll just submit this then. Okay. Oh, sorry. It's already processing. That's okay. Process it.
Is there any way to go back to where you told the guy to shut up?
Hey, Tony. Tony said we got him. Are you finally throwing in the towel, Tony?
I can tell you. I'm going to tell you what that guy almost did. That guy was this close to getting Hank Adam and Gucci involved.
Wait a minute. Here we go. We got a phone call coming in.
Is it Tony from
I don't know. Who we got? You're on the bottom line. Come on. Hello? I don't guess they can hear us.
It sounded like a good idea until it went live.
Yeah, I think so. Let me turn that down. Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, anyway.
That was funny.
That really was.
That was funny. Why don't you shut up? He about got Hank Lachlan and Gucci involved. I'm telling you.
He was fixing to round them up.
He was fixing to round them up. Regulators. Let's ride. Won't you shut up?
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. That's just too funny.
Listen, I mean, like I said, and I'm sure that there'll be more to come. I'm sure this has done nothing but just poked it that much more.
It'll
listen now, Tony or Josh from the River. We can call you guys if you'd like for us to call. We'll be glad to call you guys. You want to call? You want to call Tony and see if we can get him on the phone?
Tony has the number. Tony, in the past.
Wait a minute. Here, we got another call coming in. Let's see who this is. If you're on with the bottom line. Hello. I mean, I guess they don't want to talk.
Well, the forum's open. There are no disconnects on our end. We like to get to the bottom line.
Man from the river.
Oh, that's little Josh from the River. Pull up his stock photo.
Josh, can you hear us from the river? I know they can hear us.
He was on there.
Was that him?
I thought I heard him. I thought I heard him say, "This is Josh from the River."
Well, let's call back. Let's try to call back.
He might be trapping or gigging crappie or something.
Let's see if we can call.
It's a nice pic.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear us?
I can barely hear you. I'm out here running crappie traps.
They biting? Are the crappie biting?
I don't know if he can hear us.
I can barely hear you. You got a bad broadcast, boys.
How's that London broil going tonight?
I don't know if he can hear us.
Can you hear me, boys?
There he is.
Here's somebody else coming. Let's see who this is. Let's put that one on hold. You're on the bottom line.
I don't know if he can hear us.
Hello?
Can you hear me, boys? There he is.
That's us recorded. Might be that data overage. Possibly.
Let's try it again. Let's see. Here we go. I think we're cooking with grease now. You're on the bottom line. Hello?
Good for you.
Load up the gun.
Yeah, come on. You know, I mean, if you go call in, at least have something to say. I mean, you can do better than that.
Come on.
All right, so what do we want to say about this, DJ? Does the war roll on, or
it definitely rolls on? They're more apt to use guerrilla tactics as opposed to getting out here with a frontal assault. But understand this: the bottom line is not tied to a particular day or time block. We can go again tomorrow night. Am I right, Ken?
Oh, we absolutely
if we chose
can.
to.
Sure.
So
let's see let's see if we can get. This is Tony from Wetumpka.
Not taking the call.
I don't sound like he's taking the call.
Data usage.
He already owes him. Did that $250 put him out?
$250. Man.
Hello.
There he is.
Hey, Tony from Wetumpka.
What?
Listen,
with the y'all two buffoons got me with the I was trying to get checked into my hotel and he get called twice. First time I hung up on him, and I knew it was a recording, but I kept trying to get him to say something other than what he was saying.
Hey, Tony, how close were you to rounding up the boys and going and pummeling them?
I was pretty close. 'Cause I'm up here in Decatur, so I'm not far from Hanky.
Well, you
and I was really close to calling the regulator and let's roll.
I could see your eyes squinting when he told you, "Hey, listen, you're over on your data usage," and you told him, "Why don't you shut up?"
Well, I knew something was up because it's a company phone that's unlimited, but I've been getting bombed with telemarketers, and it's probably been y'all the whole time.
No, we wouldn't do that, Tony. No, absolutely not.
I did like I did like the slash meme. I did like that one. That was pretty good.
I thought and we have given you
your video
props.
was I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
I told Ken when this started
like 5 or 10 minutes, but
okay, I give it a 9 out of 10, but just because you did it in that short a time, it was listen, I take my hat off. That was a good one.
Rest assured, if you've got any pictures floating around out there, that you don't want to see popped up in MySpace or whatever this thing is, y'all do.
Hey,
you better get them down.
Listen,
I'm already storyboarding something that's going to be absolutely spectacular. And let me tell you too. And as a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and say this. I'm gonna go off. Not that we have a script. I'm gonna go off script. I've been working on a really heart-rendering documentary about somebody, KJ, that we both know and that you're sitting very close to right now.
Right.
And I'm going to release that. Usually the docudramas and the dramedies and all the little touchy-feely good movies come out around the Thanksgiving holiday. So I will give y'all a world-exclusive premiere.
On the Bottom Line.
Oh, yes, yeah, on the Bottom Line, world-exclusive premiere coming out Thanksgiving weekend, a documentary about DJ.
Well, listen, we want the exclusive, but now let me say this, too. Now, we've talking about pictures floating around and things that might be out there. Thank goodness there weren't cell phones and recorders and things like that when you and DJ and I and all of us were in school, because that wouldn't be good right now for any of us, especially if we were throwing darts like we are at each other. But remember that, give me 2 or 3 days on a video and we can rile the masses up. I remember for about 6 or 8 weeks around here, we had people riled up so much they thought the world was coming to an end around here, and all we were saying was we was gonna have a podcast.
Well, I love it. I love it. Here's the thing: is technology and the social media and instant access and all that stuff. It has a lot of drawbacks to it. But me personally, with my sense of humor, for how many years, DJ? For 10, 12, 15 years, we've been having these.
It goes back to the 3A forum in 2000.
I was about to say, it had to be on the AL.com 3A forum.
Yeah. We used to wreak havoc. I'm telling you. We had, that's back.
We actually shut that thing down.
I'm telling you, that's a true story.
That's when Miller Killer was hitting full stride, and they actually barred him, and it almost shut the 3A forum down. And when they can, and I wouldn't be surprised that when they barred us and kicked us out, that's when all that stuff went down the tubes. But even before that, we were doing emails and doing stuff like that. We had an email group that was going around. So
the one time,
the one good thing about technology is that it allows us to share our sense of humor with each other, and with which I kind of look forward to seeing them, and I like when I'm inspired to do them. I do them, and I enjoy doing them.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I told DJ. Out of much respect to you and being that the former let's just say I'll just go ahead and say it, being the former butt whipper that you were, I'm gonna say it in a nice way. I'm gonna tell you something. When I went to DJ, I said, listen, I'm fixing to throw a shot across the bow to make sure he ain't going to take it the wrong way here.
So, I thought it was great. I thought it was good.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Back when we were all on the same side, we were the New World Order on that 3A forum, and I can just tell you,
the New World Order. That's great.
We were the New World Order.
I love it.
It's the only time that we've ever combined forces. Josh was in on it. We had it.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
That's back when even Josh provided something that was helpful back in the day.
And you could understand them. I mean, they actually made sense. It flowed. Everybody got it. We shut that 3A forum down, but it got to where it wasn't any fun because it was too easy. So that's when we kind of splintered off and did our own little thing in terms of going at. That's back when you had Hulk Hogan, you had Nash, you had everybody in the same corner, and we went in there and landed haymakers on that thing. I mean, landed haymakers. I think we had some guys, Burnham, you remember this. I think it was 2000 or 2002. We were at Legion Field watching Miller, and we had guys coming up to meet us. You remember that? We were tailgating?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, absolutely. There was one guy that followed us. He was like a groupie.
He's a stalker.
He actually was, and he was one of the ones that came up there to Legion Field to meet us, because we were telling him on the phone that we were going to be there, it was surprising. It was surprising, very surprising to me.
There it is. He just queued up the NWO music. That's it. That's what we were. We were the New World Order on that 3A forum.
Well, I'll tell you this, as somebody that likes to. I look at it as therapy. I'm not gonna lie to you, Burnham. I enjoy it. I like getting on there and going back and forth with somebody. And to me, it's healthy, and it helps when when you go home in the evening, you had a long day, and you could get on here and do something like that. And I'm gonna tell you, DJ and I laughed more this afternoon and this evening. We laughed more at that recording of you and that guy about that data usage. I'm telling you, my stomach. We were in the floor.
You better shut up.
You better shut up.
Shut up.
Go ahead and run it.
Y'all got me on that. The first time I hung up, I knew it was recording. The second time it called back, I kept trying to get you to say something. I knew it was a recording, but I was seeing if it would respond differently, but it never did. But you did get me on that one. I mean,
there it is.
I'll admit when I've been had, but and I was had on that one. That was a good. And let me tell you how I knew I was had, because I was at a little bit. I'm in Decatur on some business stuff at a little business center, and so I've been kind of logging in and out when people weren't around, and so. But now I'm away from that. But I tuned in shortly before y'all released that, and I'm gonna tell you, I was in my hotel room and tears are rolling down my eyes, because it was so funny. That's how bad y'all had me on the hook.
Listen,
I was not even thinking about it.
I told DJ, I said, you gotta hear this.
Oh God!
I said, I'm telling you, you are about to fall down laughing, because this is hilarious. When you told that guy to shut up,
I'll tell you, hey, Tony, Josh.
The bad thing about it is, about 5 or 6 years ago, that was going around with really, really big, and they had these different ones that you could use. And there was one that was an Indian who like a dot, not feather, and he owned a gas station, and there happened to be one right down the road from where Dirty T, my brother, lives. And I programmed that thing to call his cell phone. And he cut that recording up one side and down the other.
Oh, man.
And I forgot all about it. And now here I am 5, 6 years later, and I get hammered by it. Luckily, I tried to clean up the language, and the worst of them shut up. But I might not have been able to hear it. But that was. I'll bow down on that. Y'all got me on that one.
Hey, Josh,
I knew you weren't laying down for good. I knew that was just, we got you. We won a battle. We haven't won the war. I understand.
No, the war's like I told you before. Lions don't go to war; they go to feed. I'll be hungry again this week, and you can look for some more bites coming your way.
Hey, Tony, Josh just reminded me it was Greg the Fan from Winfield. That's him. Greg.
Why don't y'all try to round these guys up to call in if we can find them?
I'm going to tell you.
And we could just...
We annihilated them.
I remember all that.
If you can be annihilated by keyboard Rambos, we annihilated
I remember watching and reading all this stuff. Was Nelly Rock... didn't he have a username where I remember seeing something with him. I know David Maddox did.
David Maddox was in there, but the big hitters were Tony.
Wasn't Big Lou?
Tony was in there. Josh was in there. Myself. Elmer McMillan came in there a little bit. English was in there a little bit. But we just had a gang. And I'm telling you, man, we knocked them out. Yeah. We shut the whole forum down. But, Tony, here's one thing. And, of course, you and I share the same sense of humor. And this morning, Ken was having his breakfast, which is a Coke Classic. Of course, as you mentioned, I still drink New Coke. But Tony, Ken came in very casually. Well, is Burnham still lighting you up? And I said, well, yeah, but he's getting you too. And if you've never seen Ken's eyes get big, I mean, it just runs all over me. He said, do what? And I said, well, one of us is Bozo and one of us is Cookie the Clowns. And so you're in this thing too. And if you just seen his eyes, it was worth $1 million.
That's exactly how it went down too. And I said, okay. I said, all right. So that is when the first R. Kelly said I could fly, and now I broke my leg meme hit the internet.
And I'm going to tell you.
Well, I figured you would need an invitation to join the party, and so that was kind of my invitation.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'll tell you, I enjoy these types of parties, and I can promise you but that I as this goes on, these 3 and 4 minute videos will turn into 30 and 40 minute videos, I can assure you.
I don't know, Tony, what my favorite parts were, because it was all just classic. And I told Ken, I said, let me tell you something. I said, Burnham won't go away. He's a lyrical genius. I said, he's going to come out swinging. It doesn't matter what happens. He's not going to go away. But maybe my 2 favorite parts is the way you said Santa Claus You stood up for Santa Claus.
That's like a girl on a Christmas vacation.
And then you came to Santa Claus. And then when you mentioned that you were under attack for breaking your leg, and look at this. Look at
hypocrisy.
Look at the hypocrisy of
Now,
this.
let me set the record straight. I didn't break my leg. I broke my ankle.
Was that a Van Tiffin field goal? Did you go out and
Yeah,
kick a stone?
it was. No, I'll tell you when it was. It was when McElroy and Julio Jones went down the field at the end of the game, and I went outside and kicked it. No, I didn't do that, but I wanted to. But, you know, it's been tough. Listen, it has been tough to be an Auburn fan for the last several years.
Listen, listen, speaking of eyes getting big, when you went on the broke leg attack, and I commandeered your Facebook page for about 10 minutes and popped some pictures and was scrolling, and when I scrolled down and saw you chilling in your lazy boy with that food on,
you was ready.
I said, this is just too good.
Oh, I tell you, man, that was rough. Oh God!
And I'm gonna leave you.
If I could have fit something in about you opening a get well card, I would have done that too.
And Tony, I have to share this with.
And here's the thing about y'all are lucky. Y'all have that technology. If I had the tech, of course, I would embarrass myself. Let me preface what I'm about to say by saying I would absolutely embarrass myself because I would do it. I'd be on fire to do it, get it done. I'd release it, and I look at it next day and be like, "Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed I did that."
I've done a couple of those. Trust me.
If I had y'all's technology, I mean, I would be lighting y'all up with the rap songs, but they don't have the technology.
I told you.
Well, listen, and DJ told me that today, and listen, I told him this. I said, realize I've got a full blown studio here. I will go hire a rapper to come in here and make up songs and rap music to old school beats. No doubt. If you saw the video response today, you heard an old school beat in that one.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm a product of that era of that old school stuff as well. So you know, you can't ever tell who we may have in Studio B to do a little posses on Broadway. How about that?
Well, here's what we may have to do one day. We may have to call a ceasefire temporary. We may have to do a collaboration. I may have to come down. We have to do a collaboration.
Well, we need to.
As long as it's temporary. We can definitely do that.
We're gonna meet at the 38th parallel.
We're on a circle for a dozen or more years. So
yeah,
it's never really over. We may run out of bullets or get too busy to fight, but eventually we'll get back in the foxholes and start shooting at each other. But and usually the ceasefire is. When Auburn loses their ball game, we win the national championship.
Hit the shotgun. Hit the shotgun.
Rack him.
I got one word for you, Burnham. I got one word for you, and this kind of got the whole thing started. It was a shot heard around the world. Cupcake.
See, it doesn't offend me, but it makes Josh jealous because he's on the top. That's what gets so wild up.
Oh my God!
Hey, but Burnham, Auburn's defense is better than Alabama's.
It really is.
I'm gonna tell you that. It's better than Alabama's defense.
Probably the dumbest thing I heard, and I won't say who posted it, DJ, is somebody did something last week. A guy named, I'll give his initials. I won't give his name, but I'll give his initials. A guy named DJ, that's his initials, posted on there last week on our little private war. I guess that's what we would call our little texting wars. And you were trying to hybrid all these great teams together to build a model team for Auburn. And to me, that was the most ridiculous thing. And I really thought that this unnamed guy who only used initials named DJ knew football better than that. But he was trying. He was trying.
So you're telling me that you fully expect the Arkansas quarterback to throw for 500 yards against us like he did against y'all?
No, I don't think he won't have to pay for 20.
How much? I mean, wait, say that again. It was only 420. Them guys are good. Them guys are good.
W and the L, DJ.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, all I said was we had the better defense. I didn't say anything about winning games. I didn't say about who's going to whip who. I said, I'll stand behind it. We'll see. There's still a lot of football left. We'll see.
I agree with you. And if you go back and read, it wasn't me. It was the man in the van down by the river who was taking offense to it. I agree. I think Auburn has a very good defense, and I told you that.
Well, listen, I'm looking forward to this world exclusive.
I also told you several years ago that Malzahn's offense is only going to work with a caliber player like a Cam Newton. He's not to suggest now this white kid's done good, pretty good. But let's be honest. You know, y'all didn't catch LSU at their best time. And I'm not taking anything away from Auburn, because I think Auburn does have a really good defense winning the championship. In 92, Alabama's offense was terrible. The defense won it for them. I'm not going to say Auburn's going to do anything like that this year, but they are better than what people think they are.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Were you on that grassy knoll?
No, I was not.
After the kick six game? I want the trees. I know you're a connected guy. Okay, you're a connected guy. I want the trees.
I did like the toilet paper.
I want the trees left alone. I want those trees left alone.
This is a serious question. How did that toilet paper throwing in the trees thing? How did that get started? I don't know, honestly. What's the history behind it?
It's probably the same way that the whole what do they call that stuff that everybody wears from Alabama, the white and black,
those tank tops?
You know, the black and white houndstooth. It's probably the same way that got started, because everybody said, "Oh, well, Bear Bryant wore that." No, he didn't.
Look, he asked a question, and I'm gonna answer it for him.
Okay.
The guy in 1972 that blocked 5 punts in the fourth quarter for us to come back and break their heart that day also. The day before the game, he said, we're going to Legion Field, and we're going to beat the number 2 out of the Tide.
Hey, Tony, I got, just to change the mood real quick, I'm going to put a beat on, and won't you rap to it? It's to the beat of Billie Jean, and I want you to rap to it for us just for about 20 seconds.
It's too late. It's really late for that.
Freestyling.
I got to be inspired. I got to, plus I don't do it for free.
His name is Tony.
Okay. We're probably having way too much fun here.
I'll have to write you something.
He's a lyrical genius.
I'm really not in the place where I can do rap, but everybody starts looking at me like I'm an idiot.
Hey, listen, we're going to need to let you go because we don't want you to run over on your data usage on that phone.
You're already in for $250.
You're already down $250. And that was with a $10 discount, man. So,
Josh, I'm sure he's lonely out there in that rocket chair.
Hey, Tony, have a good one.
How much fun is that guy? I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if other people entertain themselves like this or have as much fun with it as we do, but that is chicken soup for the soul, man.
Hey, listen, like I said, man, for me, it really is all about, and I'm serious, it's all about just therapy. So, hey, look, let's cue it up, man, and the air's off in here and it's getting hot.
Getting warm. Been a big night. We got to the bottom line. Once again, going to wish our Lady Tigers luck as they travel to Montgomery tomorrow. Hopefully they're successful in their ventures. Love the birthday present that Kinsley and Jessica provided me, and, of course, you as well. But this is awesome. I think we're officially big time now.
Yeah, and Broke Leg Productions, bring it.
That's the bottom line.
The Bottom Line was brought to you by Bossman Productions. The views expressed by Colin Guest or in-studio guests are not necessarily those of The Bottom Line, the host, Bossman Productions, other advertisers, or any affiliate of The Bottom Line. The Bottom Line is for entertainment purposes only.